Our next guest became a viral sensation on TikTok after creating a series asking total strangers about the most fascinating subject of all, themselves. Before we talk to Hunter Prosper, take a look at his story.
What was the name of your first love, and why did you fall in love with them?
Oh, goodness. My first love's name was Vera. I fell in love with her, I think, because of her eyes.
Hunter Prosper is a nurse in the Pittsburgh area who talks to strangers.
My TikTok channel is about highlighting the fact that every stranger has a story.
What's one goal you're trying to achieve?
My goal for today is walking the same distance I was able to walk before I went in for surgery.
During the pandemic, Hunter started asking his patients questions about their lives.
And by the time I made enough videos, I was sort of run out of patient stories, and I didn't want to make any patient stories up. So, the next progression was just people outside the hospital.
He began walking up to strangers and asking them the same questions. And the results surprised him.
What's been your happiest time in life?
Right now.
After that, even if the video hadn't blown up, I was still going to keep doing it because of the type of reception I was getting.
Feels like we're going to Florida.
Now Hunter is continuing the series known as Stories from a Stranger.
What is something you loved to do as a kid?
Well, I always liked ice cream.
Helena, I have our snack.
And there are so many more questions to ask.
Oh my gosh, I love this so much. Please welcome to the show, Hunter Prosper.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for having me.
Oh my God, what a way to connect after the COVID. This is amazing.
We need this.
We so do, because I'm a little antisocial and nervous, I'll be honest. We want to know how you got started doing this. What was the patient story that just inspired you to make these videos?
Well, I got started because I was feeling sad and burnt out. In the ICU, I think my strongest attribute was being able to talk to patients. And there was a period there where, as I was building connections with people, I would lose them equally as fast. And it started making me distance myself from people. I didn't want to talk to anyone. When I come home from work, I didn't want to talk to anyone. When I went to work, I didn't want to talk to anyone. So I think it was sort of necessity for me to start making these videos because it opened my empathy back up.
Yeah, survival.
So I wouldn't say it was any patient in particular. It was just sort of, I had to do something, and I guess this form of therapy is how it manifested itself.
Wow. Hunter, good for you, man. You know what? Do what makes you happy. It seems like you're happy, and you're making other people happy. I got to be honest, I'm a little jealous throwing a dart at a map and just going there. I got to tell you, I'm jealous.
Sam,
but
you can still do it.
What is the greatest response that you have gotten?
Oh man, that's like picking my favorite child. I don't know if I can do that. The greatest response, I think, is there. It has to do with the setting around the response. So I met this really kind older lady. She was taking out her trash, and I helped her take out her trash and asked her if I could ask her a question. And she gave me a beautiful response, and I left. A couple of days later, I come back, and she's gardening, and I ask her if she needs help. And she looks at me, and she's really bewildered, and she says, okay, yeah, and she doesn't remember me. I help her, ask her another deep question. She answers beautifully, tells me all about her life, a great historian with her life. And then I leave. A couple of days later, I come back and she still doesn't remember me. So what ended up happening was I would go to this lady's, where she lived, and I would help her like almost at least 3 or 4 times a week with any chore that she needed done around the house. But she never remembered me.
Wow.
So it was like I was building a new friend every single day, or I was building a deep connection with a friend every single day, and she was meeting someone new every single day. So I think that really impacted me, and I think I really value that relationship that I have with her now, and it wouldn't have happened if I never started making these videos.
It's kind of like 40 First Dates.
50 first dates.
Exactly. yeah.
40 was the prequel. Yeah. I have a question here on the prompter, but I'm going to go a little rogue here because you ask all the questions, so I'll ask you a question.
Okay.
What is something that you wish you had told somebody that you loved that you didn't get a chance to?
Wow, what a good question.
I know, Albert.
Yeah, where'd you come up with that one?
I was watching your videos and I was really taken back.
I think that something I wish I would have said to a level that I no longer can. I don't want to say in particular the person, but their family member that passed away. At the time when I was young, I thought that I had forever with this person.
Yeah.
I thought that I would always be able to talk to them because I don't think the comprehension of life and death is really instilled into you whenever you're that young. So I think I took it for granted. I think I I spent a lot of times hanging out with friends instead, or maybe pursuing my own hobbies. Whenever looking back, I really wish that maybe I would have dug deeper into this person's life. And now I no longer have an opportunity to. So I would say I wish I would have asked, how are you doing more to this person?
Good one.
That's
a good
awesome.
one.
Beautiful. Now, listen, we only have about 30 seconds, but we got to know, is there a story that someone told you that completely blew your mind? You did not expect to hear that from them.
You know, I don't want this to sound cliche, but every single person I talk to seems like a poet, like on the street. So I think just starting these videos in general is what surprised me. I had no idea that every single person had such an amazing story to tell. But I post every single video that I record. There isn't one that I say, oh, this isn't good enough. So I think that that's proof that everyone around you has a beautiful story.
Oh my gosh, I love that. Thank you so much, Hunter. We needed to hear from you today. We appreciate you.
Really.
DBL Nation, be sure to follow Hunter on TikTok or Instagram at Hunter Prosper to see all of these amazing stories from strangers. Thank you again. We'll be right back.
Thanks for being a
Thanks,
nurse, too. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.